Hello, all you happy people. So here's the latest revival flyer we're putting up here. It's gonna be a little mini start to finish. So this is the finished product. So I was tasked to do a flyer design for a revival again, but I had nothing. I had no inspiration. I had no ideas at all. I did not know what to do. I sat in front of the computer flipping through images and stuff and trying to get a scripture here and there. I had no idea. So this is a concept that's kind of like the modern youth culture. You know, there's these memes, catchphrases. This one's probably a couple of years old, like the mind blown thing. So I decided to do like something like that concept, like what would blow my mind. So the gospel blows your mind if you kind of think about how awesome it is. The entire world of sinful people can be redeemed by the actions of a sinless man who's actually God incarnate, and he suffered so greatly, so all of us that actually deserve the suffering don't have to go through the suffering. We don't get that eternal death, we get eternal life, so on and so forth, and we have this awesome concept. And if you don't understand that, the first time you hear it, your mind is blown. And what other place and what other religion is there where the God actually suffers for the sake of his people? So that's a mind blower. So I decided to go with this concept. So here's the front of it. This is a double-sided flyer. I did this because the white space, which is the girl's head, is at the bottom, and it's hard to put text on top of that. You can see there just wouldn't be room for everything on here. So this is the other part here. This is the back. This is it's a cut down version of the front as far as graphics goes, but it's the same thing. It's got that impact font like you see on the internet all the time, and people are making memes and stuff. And it's got our service times and everything. I have to pause real quick because I just realized something. Well. Sorry about that. The time's wrong. It's Sunday at 7 o'clock, so I had to go back real quick and change it and re-upload the file. So, bummer. Anyways, back to this. So this is the resolution side, I call it. You set up something on the front, you flip it over to the back, and here you have what's going on. I decided to be real fun. I got this asterisk up here and down here. I made up this thing that explains what a revival is, because basically, like you know this, sinners don't know what that is. People that don't go to church all the time. It's Pentecostal church. They don't know what a revival is. You may know what a crusade is, but they don't know what a revival is. So I even had a guy complain about the term crusade as it came to a church service, because he felt that it was military oriented or something. So he was like, I might want to change that from crusade, because people think you're talking about like the crusades from the Middle Ages where we're going to kill Muslims and take back the Holy Land. Or, I don't know. That was just ridiculous. But anyways, we're not doing that one. Okay, mind blown. So here's my desktop as I'm working, and I'm going through this website, Pexels. I don't know if I was supposed to say that, but here, I'm looking for some images. Do some Google searches for some images. Got some stuff. Okay, the term "mind blown" just came into my head. So I'm looking for a cross type explosion. There's this one over here, which I guess is all over the internet somewhere. I don't know who did it, but good job, buddy. So there's all kinds of resolutions and orientations. So I just grabbed a couple of them. I even grabbed a couple extra pictures, of course, for later. Looking for a person that's yelling. Couldn't find one that was free, so I just continued on. Here's my mind blown. Looking for some ideas. What's already on the internet? What memes are already out there? So, it's Jackie Chan stuff. So that's that. Looking through some stuff. The Joker. Everyone's got a mind blown thing. That was a pretty cool picture, but I don't think I can use it. It's kind of weird. Let we are in the background listening to a movie in the background here. A low volume. Here we go. Cycling through these shocked pictures. Can't really find one online that I like. All kinds of surprised people, so I'm just gonna keep on. Oh, that scares me. Okay, but that's hilarious. Justin Bieber and Mr. Bean together for the first time. I guess what's it called? Sparks Fly is a Taylor Swift album. Okay, so just continue on. Got some explosions. Got this cool picture right here. I don't know who did it, but good job, buddy. It's great. I'm going to use it for the two colors. Contrasting on what's going on here. So, okay, those guys are arguing. Got an update for my mouse software. I'm trying to keep my fingers out of my mouth. I'm sorry, I'm kind of mumbling. Here we go. See it? Mind blown girl. And that thing. All right, some other things are okay. Photoshop. That didn't look right. I closed it out. Something wrong with the color profile here. That's not white. Okay, so there you go. Putting her up on the board here. There you are. And okay. There's the cloud. There's that thingy. I'm just putting everything on here. I decided to do this little mirror image. And there's the brain with the nodes all around it like that. And then there's that picture cutting out. Didn't like how that looked. I put her back up here because I was using the eraser. That's not what you should do. So I desaturated her, made her the white space. And here's me dialing all this stuff in, just making all this come out of her head. Gross, huh? She's got evil eye all of a sudden. Evil, okay. And I've got this cross coming up right at the middle. Trying different blending methods. Over here on the right, you can see I'm blending different things. So here we go. It's coming around. All right, get distracted with the fight scene. Okay, it's coming around. Alright. So that's almost there. I just got this line here I gotta get rid of. Got some confusion and some mess here. So I gotta get rid of that stuff. Okay. I'm masking out. I even made another layer here. And I wanted the cross bar, the cross to be more prominent. So I'm just shading in a black multiply layer to get like a shadow of it. That's what we're doing there. So arranging that. Alright, so look at that. Nice and bright. Not that bright. Kind of bright. I gotta bring that brain out a little bit better. Make the cross kind of more subtle. Look at that. Look at that. I was applying these blending methods and adjusting the order of the layers. I'm doing a total symmetrical design here, so I got this different explosion, this fireworks explosion over here, and I got the sparks when I put on the other side. Looking fine, I choose a blending method for that. Screen. I'm going to cut all this stuff out using layer masking. See me dialing things up, dialing things in. It's taking forever. Okay, then we're going to stop here because I decided that I want to do some hand drawing, some things in here and give it some definition. So I went off and I found my old tablet, my Intuos 2 tablet from like back when I was a pastor in Pomona that I bought on eBay, 2006 or 7, 8, something like that. So I'm going to dial in this girl's forehead. So look at some cracks. I should go grab a rock formation and overlay it on there, but I've just got this idea. I'm going to try this. All right, I'm dialing this stuff in. When I zoom out, I can kind of tell it's like I zoomed out one. I think if I can capture it here. But I zoomed out and it looked kind of just like a line there, so I used it in smudge. And I'm blending stuff in with the smudge tool. And blending it in. Then I like duplicate the layer. I change the opacity. I duplicate it. I change the opacity, offset it a little bit. I don't know what that's supposed to do, but make it darker, but not hard. If it's too hard, if the lines are too hard, it's going to look weird. It already looks weird anyway, but so you can soft line and make it darker. That's what I tried to do. So it looks all right, but I got to do some more cutting out around the edges to give it that definite border. You can see I'm just masking and masking and masking using different brushes. I use the one Photoshop brush that looks like a cat. Anyways. Okay, so I'm in Corel Draw now. I'm doing the front. I know I want that meme look, so I start off with that. I know what I'm going to do here. So I'm putting together this whole plain English theology here as I go. And it doesn't like, okay, all right. I don't want the whole thing to be the impact font. It would just take up so much space and be all crunched together. So I decided to go with this low density or high density font here. What's it called? Impact. The font is called Bond Schrift. So whoever made that font, good job. I put my fader black square rectangle underneath it to give it some contrast and some punch. Okay, so that's the front end, right? That's the front side. So I need a hook for the back. So why come up with a whole new thing? I just went back to Photoshop. I saved as backside, and I just took some stuff out. I took the girl's head out, and I got these lines here. I just dealt with all the lines and myself a nice background like that. That's the background. You can see the little dudes down there. Okay. Save it as the back. Change some font here. It says need to hear more still left over. I don't think I noticed that. So that's not how you spell his name. Went back, did some old previous flyer research to find out really how you spell Evangelist Craig McLaughlin's name. Is that old flyer? Wow, back in the days, dude. That's circa 2008, 2009. Look at that. Wow. Okay. Going on. This is the front side. I'm exporting it. Okay, changing the movie. Exporting it. And I decided to do this. This is kind of, like I said, it's a living document. You just go and go. All right. Trying to talk here. Got distracted by a fight scene. Boom. Okay. I describe what a revival is. I don't know. Someone might read it. Might want to come out. And I put like the cool, hey, you should come out. It'll be awesome. So that's it. But eventually this, my patch told me this time is wrong. So I had to change it to 7 o'clock before I exported it. So I'm doing some, just dialing up, rearranging it as I go along. Okay, I have to get one more. Dialing it in. This is me uploading it. Just so you know, you can. I'm going to this website to get it printed up, which shall remain nameless at this point. Don't look at this part right here. So they have these templates you can download, and you take. It's CYMK, but we output everything in RGB because you can use more effects that way, and you can put stuff on the internet. Blah blah blah. So I downloaded this template, which is a 4x6 horizontal card, and here we go. I'm going to take my two flyers. I'm not putting them in the document. I'm opening them up separately in Photoshop because you have to transfer them to from RGB to CYMK. So what I'm doing here. You notice on this side the color changed. So it's kind of a subtle shift, but you go from this rich blue to that kind of faded, desaturated purple, and the whole thing changes because you're going to a different color profile. So I was going to adjustments, hue, saturation. I'm going to bump over the saturation and the hue to the right a little bit. So hue is be a +4, and I'm going to use the saturation to be a +5. I'm going to remember those settings because I'm going to do the same thing to the other picture. Oh, yeah, mind blown, the same thing. CYMK it's not as hard as a shift, but you can see something changes like right here. So +4, +5. I'm good. Now I save these, and then I transport the front into this document. They have a layer here, which is all the lines and everything. So you slap this thing in there. You double click it to take those lines away and make it editable document. Just change the order. Put the top one on multiply. Now you can see through it. You can see whether or not your text hits any of these lines. Obviously, I have a generous border around my text, so I'm not even worried about that. It's just one little quirky thing about Corel Draw when you output a JPEG. It has this white line sometimes on the outside. On one of the sides, it'll have a white line, and I don't want that on there. I also didn't output it to the exact dimensions because I always do 0.125, and these things just are 0.1, these templates are. So I'm stretching it out, grabbing these nodes. I do all four corners. I make sure everything is, I'd rather have it over the line. I don't like to stretch my design very much, but these are hundredths, tenths of an inch. You're not even gonna notice any kind of stretching going on. So I do that here, save it. The same thing with the back. I do stretch it out, move it over the line, make sure it's there. This is the process at the very end. After you're all dialed in, you just delete this top layer. Delete, okay? Then you click that button here to flatten the image. And then you save as is flattened right there, bam. So that's how you get there. It's my latest flyer conquest, if you will. So that's how you get to that point. It's my latest flyer conquest. So here's just up close and personal with some of the background stuff. It's just an edgy, modern kind of design. A lot of colors. You can have seizures if you look at it too long. All right. So there you go. I redid the time to 7 o'clock, and no, won't get in trouble. So that's that. That's those revival flyers. And hit me up in the comments if you have any questions. If not, thanks for watching. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.